December 1940. After sweeping victories in Western Europe, Hitler now set his sights east. A dictatorial will and a rational vision. Oil, fertile lands, the lifeblood for the Third Reich. But more so, an ideological war, the destruction of communism. Codenamed Barbarossa, a Blitzkrieg plan. Defeat the Soviet Union in mere months. An illusion of easy victory. Over 3 million soldiers, thousands of tanks and aircraft, the largest war machine in history poised to strike. No one could foresee what awaited them.
Dawn, June 22nd, 1941. The summer silence is torn apart by violence. A pact is broken, and the largest front in the history of warfare opens.
The war seemed like a victory parade. The belief in a swift victory shone in their eyes as they witnessed the enemy's collapse. Caught by surprise, the Red Army's border units descended into chaos. Shock and terror were the first feelings as the invasion began. Facing the deathly siren of the Stuka dive bomber, Junior Sergeant Ivan, like millions of his comrades, felt the utter helplessness and terror of the initial hours. In the initial hours, the invasion named Barbarossa erupted across a front thousands of kilometers long. 3 German army groups, north, center, south, attacked simultaneously, unleashing an unprecedented flood of steel. But underground, in the damp tunnels, the will to resist was kindled. Facing superior firepower, soldiers like Ivan prepared for an uneven fight. The defenders used terrain and courage to turn the fortress into a death trap, repelling German attacks and disrupting their plans. At Brest, the Red Army fought to the last. Despite half an hour of relentless shelling, they repeatedly repelled German attacks, forcing the Wehrmacht to expend precious time and resources, shattering the swift plan.
Die Zeit läuft uns davon.
At Smolensk, the Germans first faced the T-34, whose sloped armor deflected panzer fire, frustrating enemy crews. The T-34's 76mm gun devastated German tanks, inflicting heavy losses and altering tank warfare. The Germans realized the enemy they expected to collapse had superior weapons and underestimated industrial strength. Red Army scouts gathered crucial intelligence on enemy movements and supply lines, preparing for counterattacks. At Smolensk, the Blitzkrieg tactic faced its first true challenge. The Red Army counterattacked fiercely, slowing the German advance and inflicting heavy losses, shattering the illusion of a swift victory.
Wir müssen nach Moskau.
At Kiev, despite a massive German encirclement, the Red Army and civilians destroyed everything to deny the enemy. Inside the pocket, hope faded as hundreds of thousands of Red Army troops faced destruction under the tightening German noose. Kiev's fall was a tragedy, yet precious time was bought. Hitler's diversion brought victory, but also a fateful strategic error. Then came a new terror, the Katyusha rocket launcher. Its screech signaling annihilation to German troops. Yelnya was the first small victory. It ignited the belief that the Red Army could counterattack, that the Wehrmacht was not invincible. On land, battles raged in every street and trench as patriotism turned civilians into fierce defenders. Odessa held for over 2 months. Thanks to effective reconnaissance and naval coordination, an organized withdrawal occurred, demonstrating resilient resistance. For Klaus and his comrades, time and hope faded as Moscow, once within reach, sank into a sea of mud. Then came General Winter, a freezing enemy that paralyzed unprepared German troops more than the Red Army. German equipment froze in the extreme cold, turning powerful panzers into helpless iron coffins. The Wehrmacht's logistics collapsed, trucks abandoned, artillery immobile, soldiers succumbing to the cold. In contrast, the Red Army, equipped with winter gear, waited with iron resolve, using the cold as an ally. Not one step back became the oath of Ivan and
За родину!
Moscow's
Ни
defenders
шагу
in their
назад!
final stand. By burning their own land, the Soviets left the enemy with only hunger and cold.
Move it, move it!
Factories were evacuated or
charges set.
destroyed to deny the enemy any industrial gain. The scorched-earth strategy crippled German
Nichts zu essen,
forces
nichts
as
zu essen,
hunger
alles
and
verbrannt.
deprivation steadily eroded their strength. Crucial intel confirmed Japan wouldn't attack the east, allowing Stalin to make a pivotal decision.
Winter-ready Siberian divisions
Forward,
arrived to
comrades!
defend Moscow,
For the
a
motherland!
strategic shock the Germans never anticipated. The battle for control of the skies over Moscow was fierce. Every pilot, whether German or Soviet, fought with the utmost skill and courage. The battle for control of the skies over Moscow was fierce. Every pilot, whether German or Soviet, fought with the utmost skill and courage.
Each plane shot down was a blow to the enemy's war effort and a tragic testament to the price of aerial combat.
On December 5th, 1941, the Red Army struck from the blizzard, hitting a cold and overconfident enemy.
Ivan and his comrades charged through the blizzard, driven by a burning will to defend their motherland.
Go! Schnell!
The surprise attack forced a chaotic German retreat, leaving
müssen hier
equipment,
weg.
vehicles, and pride in the snow.
Der Winter.
For Klaus, the real enemy was
Der
clear.
Winter hat uns
Not the Red
getötet.
Army, but the winter
Nicht
they
die
had
Russen.
arrogantly underestimated.
The Moscow counteroffensive dealt a fatal blow, the first Blitzkrieg defeat. Russian winter, alongside
Das ist ein
accurate
Desaster.
intelligence, proved
Wie konnte
a
das
staunch
geschehen?
Red Army ally.
Heil!
In Moscow, each victory report boosted morale. Sacrifice was paying off, and victory felt possible. Moscow was a great strategic victory, ending Germany's swift delusion. But the war had only just begun, and greater brutality awaited in the east. Behind every casualty was a broken family, a lost future, and a torch of national resilience. The defeat before Moscow marked the end of the Blitzkrieg phase. But this colossal war was far from over. Another fateful battle awaited, further east in a city named Stalingrad.